Novak, congratulations.
Thank you.
It was a tricky one today because maybe the conditions and a very good opponent. How did you succeed to turn this around after the first set?
Well, it's as you said, conditions were obviously very difficult to handle, both for me and him. But he adjusted better. And the start, he was more aggressive. I was, still trying to find the rhythm on the court. And first set was gone. Obviously, I needed to step it up, and I've done that. And all 4 sets were quite close, and I needed to earn my victory, and in the end, it was good. I'm really glad to get through because he's a good quality opponent, and he's a specialist for this surface, and he had some some big upsets in his career, on the big stage, so he knows how to play well on the center courts, and it was an important win.
And Novak, would it be fair to say that the last 24 hours have been difficult for you to deal with?
Well, yes, it hasn't been easy, but this is life. Life gives you things, takes away close people in your life. And Yelena was my first coach. She was like my second mother, and we were very close throughout all my life. And she taught me a lot of things that are part of me, part of my character today. And I have nicest memories of her, and this is something that will stay forever, and hopefully I will be able to continue on and follow up where she stopped, with her legacy, because she left so much knowledge, to me and to the people who were close to her, and I feel the responsibility also to continue on doing that in the future because she worked with kids between 5 and 6 years to 12, 13 years old, and she was dedicating her all her life to that generation and to tennis. She never got married, she never had kids, so tennis was all she had in life. She was 77 years old, and before she passed away 2 days ago, last week, she was giving lessons to kids, so she didn't really care about the nature of the illness. She had the breast cancer, she survived that, so she is one of the most incredible people I ever knew, so it's quite emotional, yeah.
And Novak, I'm sure we all send our condolences. Do you think that was the right thing for your team to do, to send you out without telling you the sad news from home?
Yes, I think it was the right thing to give me news after the match, and regardless of the timing, it's still a shock. But I think it was better for me and for my match that the news came after.
Novak here. A lot of us think of Serbs, I think, as very passionate, fiery people. I was fortunate enough to meet Jelena Gencic 5 years ago. She seemed to me, she was not like that. She was very calm. She spoke quite slowly. Would you agree? Was she in some ways not a typical Serb?
Well, we're very emotional people, but we do have also the calm side of our culture and let's say character. And she definitely was very composed, person, very complete in every aspect of her life, and she knew exactly what she needed to do, on the court and also in her private life. She never showed her weakness, and I think that's something that I think everybody who knew her closely could learn from her, because, as I said, regardless of injuries during her career when she was a handball, because she was a national handball player, and tennis, playing and coaching, she never showed that. She never showed when she was injured or sick. When she was unhappy, and she was always trying to stay positive and smile, and she was transcending that to everybody who was nearby. So and she was an incredibly intelligent woman. She didn't really practice with everybody, you know. She knew exactly to recognize the potential of the tennis players. That's why she, for me, is the best coach for that young generation that I ever met in my life. And it's very important, you know. People underestimate the importance of let's say, for a professional tennis player, that start, you know, beginning of your childhood, early ages, when you're 4 or 5 years old to when you're 14. This is when you are developing all your abilities, and it's when you're important to have somebody so knowledgeable. So she was great, yeah.
Novak, a while ago you were good enough to share your favorite memory with your late grandfather. What was your favorite memory with her? And talk about the cultural side, the Pushkin and Tchaikovsky and all of that.
There was many great moments, and you know, in one way, the experience that I had with my grandfather's passing away last year helped me a little bit to you know, kind of stay tough this time, you know, because it took me a long time last year to recover, and it was very emotional. This year, of course, again, very close person, so another shock for me, but you know, I'm handling it better, and I'm trying to focus my thoughts on the nicest memories, as I said, that we had and spent the moments together, the things she taught me, you know, and the conversations we had, and the drills we did on the court, and all these things, you know, bring a smile to my face. So it's the best thing you can have, you know, when somebody close passes away, because their spirit will always be with you, of course, because it's in your mind. So I know that her spirit will be always with me and always on the tennis court, because this is what she always loved to do, and it's her favorite place in the world, and I'll make sure that her legacy continues.
Yeah, Novak, just to follow up on that, it's obviously very difficult for you emotionally, as it was last year in Monte Carlo. Do you find strength from that? How are you able to find strength from that, and do you use that now as a source of inspiration to honor the memory of this close people?
Absolutely. I feel even more responsible now to go all the way in this tournament. You know, I want to do it for her also, because she was a very special person in my life, and you know, I remember the last conversation we had like 2 weeks ago about RolandGarros, and she really she never held any words to you know, to me or to anybody close to her. That's why people respected her, because she was honest and open, and she told me, listen, you have to focus, you have to get your attention to this tournament. This is a tournament you need to win, and you know, she was giving me this kind of inspiration and motivation even more, you know. So now I feel in her honor that I need to go all the way, but you know, again, it's not about me. There's so many great players around still in the tournament, but it gives me that inner strength that you know, to push even harder.
No, like, so other players wouldn't have talked about this here in the press room, and they would have liked to keep that private, as there are other players that don't show their emotions on court. You do both things. You're very open here, and you show your emotions on court. How does that help you deal with things and with pressure and, you know, your career in general?
Well, there are things that you keep for yourself, and things that you share with everybody. I was always trying to be open-hearted and towards people, and you know, express myself honestly and truthfully as I always did. So that's the way I've been taught, and from my parents, from my family, and from Jelena also. And you know, this is who I am. I believe that everybody should be who they are, and believe in what they are. And again, I respect everybody's different characters and ways of life, but I cannot generalize and say, okay, this is the way you should be, because it's very individual.
Novak, so can you just clarify, when you spoke to her 2 weeks ago, was that by phone, or when was the last time you actually saw her?
I saw her after, just before Dubai tournament, so like 2 months ago.
And where did you see her? Did you visit
in
her
Belgrade?
home?
Yeah,
You visited her home?
Yeah, yeah.
You had just a social visit, or what?
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit
well,
about that?
I wouldn't like to talk anymore about this, if you don't mind. I think I've talked enough.
Novak, a couple of weeks ago you talked a little bit about how you believe in destiny.
Yeah.
Do you think all this sort of thing is just another contributing factor to what you might be able to achieve?
Passing away of your close and special person in your life is not something that I was wishing for, absolutely. But as I said, it's the life, and you have to move on and accept the things that are, presented to you, and try to stay tough. And I believe in destiny. I believe things are happening for a reason, and but you can control your own destiny. That's also what also I believe in.
Last question.
Novak, changing the subject a little bit.
Yeah.
But, Usain Bolt, when he runs in a race, boom, he gets on the track, psh, runs. You go play tennis, all the tennis players, it's windy, it's sunny, it's damp. Does it sort of drive you crazy? Like you said today, the first set is tricky. Like a sport like that seems to me is a lot more simple. And tennis is so complex with all these things that can affect you not playing your best.
Well, it is. I mean, every sport has some advantages and disadvantages, and the complexity of this sport obviously is very high because of different conditions that you have to face, and in different surfaces, in different surroundings. And basketball, for example, you play indoors and that's it. You know where you're playing, on what kind of surface. And football, more or less the same. I mean, the tennis is individual sport. You're by yourself on the court, and you have to deal with these things. So, but over the years, you learn not to have any excuses for conditions, and you have to adjust. And this is something that also gives you that mental edge. I think if you are able to cope with this pressures and expectations as a top player, and learning how to deal with the conditions, because you can easily get frustrated and just throw the match away, because at this level, few points decide a winner.